Hey everybody, it is 11 o'clock on Wednesday, and I'm here to do a little craft demo. And so what I wanted to do was show you a setup that I actually want to build a class around. You know, we have I've done lots of different classes that are weekly in the past. ATCs was one of them, which I've done on and off since COVID restrictions have lifted. And then I've also got the Fodder Production Club, right, which is on Fridays at 3 to 5, and that is about collage fodder. If you're on Instagram at all with mixed media tags, you've seen the idea of collage fodder come up, where people just make marks and make things to put into later works. And so we do that on Fridays. This Friday we're going to be working with stamps and images, like images of people. So all my people stamps will come out, and you can stamp and cut out images, and maybe we'll color some of them in. So yeah, so that's what we're doing. So that's an example of one of my weekly classes. And so one I was thinking about doing revolves around the idea of Rolodexes. And recently a couple of designers have come out with Rolodex dies and the like. And so what I thought I would do is just play around with what I have in the store for that. My phone keeps slowly moving. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and set up for that. Just turn this on, and I'll turn this up, and I'll show you what I have. Ooh, sorry. So what you're looking at actually is the glare from the silicone mat that I have down right now. But I have at my desk right now a couple of things that Heidi Swap put out in order to do Rolodex stuff. You can buy her cards. You can buy anyone's Rolodex cards. You know, it doesn't have to be a craft designer. It could be anyone. Or, you know, you can go to Home Depot, or not Home Depot, Office Depot, and get stuff like that. But I'm going to be using hers. And these are set up more like a calendar. Rolodexes are usually alphabetical, because they're meant to you know, keep phone numbers and things in. And these are paper, and they are cardstock, I should say, and they are not in order for some reason. Anyway, and then she has these dies. There are 2 dies in here, and there are a couple of other dies out there that you can get that work with this. And she has this punch, and the punch you can use on anything. So I will see if I have something. I am literally just winging this. So hi Lois, good morning. Okay, so, and then what you need is something to put them in. So this is where I turn to eBay. I do have Heidi Swap's Rolodex on order, but honestly, if I'm gonna do this right, I figure we'd go old school. So I found this one. There are lots of different Rolodex examples out there. I used to have one that was a full circle, and I bought it actually for the cards, which I have in my stash somewhere, which are really fun. But this one is your classic 1984 office technology, right? If you're older than me, you might remember these, where you flip through. Look at that. How fun is that? And it has the cards in it. Ooh, I wonder if these cards are gonna fit. Things to think about, people. Oh, how do I feel about that? Pretty annoyed, to be honest. All right, well, we're gonna ignore that snafu, and I'm gonna, right, Ingrid? We're gonna ignore that snafu. Yes, we are. We're gonna figure out something. Like I said, I have the Rolodexes from Heidi Swap on order, so those ones will have been made to fit these Rolodex dies for sure. So let's see. One thing I'm gonna do today is just go ahead and make up a couple cards. I'm gonna do that by cutting them out of this piece of fodder that I have hanging around, And you notice, that's what I mean about fodder. It's just stuff you have hanging around that you can use in a project. It doesn't have to have any sort of other higher purpose. It's just sitting there waiting for you to throw it into something else. And I have my platinum machine here to the side. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to move the disappointing Rolodex. And I'm going to roll this through. You know that I love my platinum machines, but I also now sell the Sizzix sidekicks. So if you want something little that will work with, you know, thinlits and things like that, then the little sidekicks that I'm selling now work with that. So you can see that came out really well, and I really do love this, you know, fodder piece that I have going on here. I'm just going to cut out a few more. It's a nice clean die. It cuts really well. You know, this is watercolor paper. It's pretty thick, so the die works really well on that. Do one more with this one. Actually, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do both dies on this piece. I have just enough left to do that. One thing about using two dies at once, you just got to make sure they don't overlap each other in the machine, because that's the only way I've ruined a die, is by doing that. It also helps if you put the die in the right way up. Now look, see that? I got a nice little impression of the die, but no cut. That's because I had it the wrong way around. Let's try it again in here. There we go, that's more like it. There you go, nice clean cut. So, and I love the leftovers. How cute would that be just as a layout right there? Disjointed. Oh, okay, that's for later. For now I have these pieces cut and I like them. So what I might do with them is just level up a little bit. And so my thought for the class was that we would come in and maybe create, you know, a week's worth of cards. So keep it as like a little bit of a calendar. So think about the possibilities around that. You could bring in photographs from your week. You could bring in, which by the way is very much a Heidi Swap kind of approach to this sort of stuff. She's very much a visual journaler in that way. So you could bring in, you know, quotes. Say you use it as an inspirational quote collection or poetry. You could just write little things to yourself, like, you know what you're going through, so maybe you have things that you want to say to yourself sometimes, and you could write them down on these cards and pull the cards when you feel like you need the reminder. All right, this is literally just washi tape that was sitting on my desk. It says it's about candy. I have no idea if I sell it, where it came from. It was just sitting here. I do know that this is, you know, Wakely's tape, which I love. Here's the problem with tape. Always looking for the end. I think that is the end. Oh, wrong way, that's what it is. Sometimes, so this is what happens with washi tape that gets a little old, is that it gets a little fragile. So let's see if I can pull this off. If I can't, I'll show you something else you can do that can sometimes revive or save a washi tape. Okay, so let me see if I can expand this. No, all right. So when I have a washi tape that's a little compromised, you may as well try something else with it, because otherwise it's just garbage. So I like to take my scissors and just score. You could take a X-Acto knife, doesn't really matter. The point is you score several layers down and you pull the whole chunk up. Right, do you see that? And one, I can now use this, so now this is more usable. throw that down. But also then I have a nice clean break that I can start at to try and save my washi tape. Hey, it worked. It worked. Not to be surprised, but it worked. So this one I'm going to do something different with. I'm going to use I actually like raw edge washi tape. I prefer that to finished piece, all the way across, or finished edges. So anyway, so there's a start. I'm not feeling this, and here I'm approaching this a little different from some of my other work, where if I do it and I don't like it, I layer up. I feel like there's no issue behind pulling off stuff you don't like on some of these. So there we go. Started there. All right, what else do I have? And it's literally, so when it comes to fodder, we're just sitting around, right? One thing that might be kind of cute is to find little pieces that you can use with the punch to make as little add-ons or overlays or little cards to go in between. Super cute ideas. Like, heck, if I'm just gonna follow through on that idea, this is one of the pieces left over from, cutting all of this. So now it's a little card in its own right. And when I say that I'm digging around to find stuff to use, I'm literally just looking at my desk and seeing what's here, because I have let it get very compromised. Ooh, I've got the moon die set from Sizzix, which I might throw on down. Or maybe Spellbinders, I can't remember. Don't quote me. Okay, so I have these sets of photographs. These are from George's uncle. Just went into a care home and was downsizing, so he sent us a big box of these things to use, or to keep for him, or for George, I should say. They're from my husband George. They're from his childhood. I'm looking at this whole little tray. So now we have all these little, oh, that's cute. Let me just do that. Photographs and stuff from George's childhood. I'll be honest, I don't know who most of the people are who are in these cards. I don't even know if they're his uncle or not. Let me see, I need adhesive. I just like the old-timey nature of this. And, if you're like, I don't want to use actual photos of people that I might accidentally know or intentionally know, you might use the Tim Holtz figures, the bags of images that I sell of his. Those are a good option for this sort of thing. And again, so I'll be honest, that's just plunked, right? So the principles of collage say put something over top of it and it won't feel so plunked. These, do you remember a few weeks ago I did inchies? And I can't remember now if I did that as an example for this demo or if it was my art journaling. But anyway, I could, if I want to level up on the art journaling, or the idea of this being mostly my own work. Spill. These are Dina Wakley's. So for instance, that might be a good thing to throw down there. Literally just using things that happen to be hanging out on my desk. And the problem with this is that it doesn't do much to slow down my hoarding, right? Now I'm gonna keep every little piece because look what I did with it. All these playing cards. Okay, so I like how this is coming together with this photograph. What did I do with my... I'm just using my Elizabeth Craft Designs double-sided tape. I love it. It's one of the easier ones to get the backing off of, even though I struggle with it. It is not a tape runner. Some people love their tape runners. I find them a tool from hell, to be honest. I end up with tape runner tape in my hair. So this is my preferred method if I'm not using glue, which I often do. So, you know, little bits that I'm going to add to this to level it up. The thing about, you know, that's cute. Definitely use that somewhere. I at one point took some real care cutting these out, or someone did. Actually, very possible that somebody else did it, and I just picked it up at the end of the day and pulled it into my work. Like that. So this I'm actually going to put down with some glue. This is Eileen's. And this is a floral element. Pretty sure it's from Tim Holtz's sets again. And I'm not going to worry too much about it hanging off the edge. I think that's cool. The whole point is to get a little flamboyant. So these are different from ATCs in that way. They're different size, obviously. So, and I mean, they display themselves, right? That's kind of the idea and the hope with these is that. Let's see what else I have sitting on my desk. This is one of my favorite washi tapes. I'm not surprised to dig down and find it sitting there because I often use it. It's very translucent, so it works well as a overlay layer if I want to just add something. Seriously, if I just want to add something that adds a little oomph. So what I did there was I made sure that it touched a couple of elements in order to bind them all into one piece. Hey Lois, I'm pretty sure they are from the 50s. That's my feeling about it too. I don't know if you can see how translucent this tape is. Well, it's one of the reasons I like it. All right, so let's do this. That's that card there. This one. Now, there's no real compelling reason to use glue instead of tape, except that glue dries and is then, if you're using a craft glue, it dries and is then dry and will not create problems for anything else that you put down. Now, this piece of metal, which I used my vintage label maker to make, probably will not do well with that. So I'm going to use that double-sided tape on this part. Let's see. Thought I had more of my little inchies hanging around. So just a reminder, an inchie is a piece of mixed media art that is 1 inch by 1 inch, and that is it. A lot of people make inchies when they're going to an event, a craft event that has a tradition of making trades. So you take them and you trade them with each other. You know, I don't know if this is a Dynamo, Lois. It's my vintage one. I can pull it out and we can look at it, but it's very much very manual. And because I want it to stick, oh, that one's not. I think I might have to do it like that. I do. So I'm going to use this double-sided tape to put this down because I feel I'm a little worried that the glue won't work. So I'm trying to be careful that I don't get in the way of the prongs to hold it in the system, whatever system I end up with, since I'm devastated by the fact that the one that I had planned to use is not the right size. That doesn't mean you can't use one, you know, you can come in and use the cards that come with it for your work. Oh, there we go. So super simple. You know, I'm just doing a little collage art journaling on mine, and you could use yours. I could literally start from a blank one and work up with all the painting and in fact, maybe that's what I'll do Friday. Show you guys that and create some blanks. I often end up with jelly prints and prints sitting around that you saw me using this one. This was just a piece of collage fodder that was left, but you might find that you might find something that works. Sorry. I'm getting distracted trying to do this at the same time as talk. I was going to say, I just found, you know, some collage fodder hanging around. You could start with blank piece of paper. You could literally take one of these photographs and, you know, like this one. Look at that. It's got a nice little vignette there. I could just, ooh, that has some nice writing on it though, so I won't do that one. But you could do something where you cut out, you know, if that was your house and you wanted to, you could cut that out, oops, sorry, and just put it in there. And so you could have photographs just sprinkling your, look at that. You know what, I'll just do that, because that's cute. There we go. Right? So right off the bat, I have something that that can go in with all the others, you know? So if you think, I'm flipping through, come across the photograph and my ideas. I do have the punches, so I sell everything that I've used today. I sell. I've got these punches. And I've got the dies for this, and then I have another die on order that's being delivered soon. I also have just punches in general, so if you're wondering about punches, let's see, I have corner punches, and I have a couple of shapes. Punches are hard right now. There's nothing great out there in terms of punches, which is such a shame, because there was a point when punches were the bomb, and every brand had a punch, you know, a punch set that they put out, and there was a lot to choose from. And I have a nice vintage collection, but being vintage means that they're a little bit on their way out. Every once in a while I use one and it gets jammed or stuck or falls apart in my hand. Sad. So, but yes, I do have more punches. And let's put this little fella down. He's so cute. Okay. You can tell my brain's working because I have gone a little quiet. Oh, that'd be cute. Isn't that cute? Spill. I like that. With his little shocked little boy face, like oopsies. His little oopsies face. How cute does that work? And then one thing I could do is I could come and fill the space with glue and glitter, or I've got, you know, lots of these oh, I left the lid off, so I'll have to deal with that. So anyway, I could just fill that space up, and that way it would be more vivid. There's lots of things I could still add to this. That might be kind of fun. My brain is ticking away again. Moon. Yeah, anyway. I hope that gives you some ideas, and I hope that you find the idea interesting, because I will be throwing that up on the schedule today. I'm out of town next week, so the store will be manned by my daughter, but I'm dropping my son back off at college, and he's moving into his own apartment. So normally I would say get your own self to your dorm room, but since he's going into an apartment and needing some help, I'm going with him. So yeah, so I will be just gone for a couple days. I'll probably still do my live on Wednesday, just from New York, where I'll sneak in a little trip with my sister. So yeah, that's it. I hope that was interesting, and I do have everything here in the store that you saw me use, including the glue and some of the collage fodder. So yeah, come on in. I'm here. Bye, everybody.